Well, let's talk to
No, they were on
Rob,
the ground.
Rob Aka Jedi
Wrapped
fan.
up. Who cares?
Yeah, but I feel like little ants and critters crawl across them and
I'm gonna
touch
try
them.
it.
Call across the wrappers, maybe.
I like those little lollipops, though. The heart.
Hey guys, what's up?
Yo,
What's up, Rob?
So first of all, I just wanted to say I really, really love the Dragon Ball Z video you guys did. That
oh,
was,
thank you.
Thank you very
Kissing
much.
ass.
Thank you very much.
I think probably one of my favorite parts. I don't think you guys talked about this, but it was the fake invoice you guys cut to at
Oh,
one
yeah.
point.
Oh yeah.
People like to isolate that.
That was really funny. That was really great.
Thank you. That was all Rocco. He wrote that up in one sitting.
Eric went outside to spit out that candy.
I think I suggested wigs should be on the invoice.
Yeah,
Wigs,
that was
Wigs
what
is
their
one of the
suggestion.
good gags.
I inserted a reference to Dr. Willow from
World's
The World's Strongest. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably the most obscure reference in the video.
Know your source material.
I really like The World's Strongest. Always have, always will.
You tree and Mike kind of guy?
Yeah,
too?
I didn't like almost any of the movies, but
Strongest the
I
best
like World's Strongest.
World's Strongest.
Everybody knows that's the best one.
All right.
So I did have a quick question for tonight for everyone. I know you guys were talking about The Last of Us and sort of adapting that into a movie earlier on in the podcast.
Yeah.
And it just got me thinking about, I guess, what are your favorite adaptations of books to film? Like, just, overall, from whatever time period.
I really like, I'll go first because one came straight to my mind. One of my favorite movies when I was in high school was The Green Mile. And that was
Yeah.
the movie that I first saw that kind of turned me on to the world of filmmaking, which is funny because that movie, when you watch it now, it's not very good. It kind of sucks. It's really long.
Green Mile?
Yeah.
I still really like that movie.
I saw it-
It's not on the level that I think that you placed it at originally.
Oh
but
no!
I still think
It's not
steady.
it's not a classic film. It's a pretty good movie for the '90s. But I thought that was a really good adaptation. And Shawshank Redemption, another adaptation from the same book,
Great
Yeah.
film.
book of short stories.
I only have like one answer because I've only read one book that was adapted into a film.
Yeah.
That was Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But that's the one and only. I tried to read A Clockwork Orange and I couldn't get through it. It's so all the language is just a different language.
Also, I have a third one.
Yeah.
Stand by Me.
Oh,
Probably, arguably the best book adaptation to a movie.
hell yeah,
I've never read that book. I love that movie.
great
though.
movie.
Yeah. Should read that book.
All the movies that I like that are based on books are when they went wildly different than the book. So I don't know if that
Yeah.
it's like for me, that's The Shining is one of them, but also The Wizard of Oz. Like the Oz books, I think are some of my favorite things I've ever read, but the movies just kind of go in their own way, but in their own great way.
Return to Oz, I guess I could put on my list too.
Yeah. But I can't think of one that was like, wow, that really like maintained what the book was all about and stayed good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't think
understand.
of one off the top of my head.
I really liked Fight Club the book and Fight Club the movie. I enjoyed also.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Endings are
Yeah,
endings
absolutely.
are severe, like really
Yeah.
different.
And
but,
actually, ultimately, I liked the movie better.
I agree.
But they were kind of they still maintained the I see what
Took a
you're
lot
Yeah.
of artistic license with the movie.
Here's a movie
Yeah.
I saw. I just watched it last night, and it's a good movie. High Fidelity.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
And that movie, I read the book. It's almost identical to the movie, except they just change. It's a London-based story in the book. It's in America in the movie. So
What city is that in America? Like
Chicago.
Seattle? Oh, okay.
Chicago.
I really like, and I think it's very dated now, but Rules of Attraction. It's a Bryson Ellis
Yeah.
book.
Oh.
That was a movie with James Vanderbeek and Shannon Sossman, and I really like that movie, and not necessarily because I enjoy the book, but because it reminds me of people like from college. I identify with it really well.
I got two more because this question just keeps bringing up.
I just got
great
another
examples.
brainstorm too. Yeah.
The Exorcist.
Yeah,
Oh.
I
yeah.
didn't know that. I didn't even know that was based.
Is that Mario Puzo? As well?
Yeah, no.
I know he
might
did Godfather,
be.
but I
Might
think he
be.
did that too. Maybe
I'm not sure. And now you made me forget my second one.
oh no!
Shit.
Fuck.
Throw
Oh
something.
yeah, I got it back. Silence of the Lambs.
I never read that.
It's a good book, but the movie is more iconic, I think.
I read a book called Straw Dogs that they turned into a
Yeah.
film, but
Yeah,
I can't
that's an
remember what the name of the
excellent
film was. It had
Straw
a different
Dogs?
name. Oh, it did have the same name?
With-
Straw Dogs is a movie.
With Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah.
Young Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah,
Maybe-
super young. They remade it 2 years ago. Year ago, 2 years
Oh,
ago.
really?
Uh-huh. With Scott Marston, I think.
I
But yeah, it's a Dustin Hoffman is.
can't remember a thing about the book or the movie. I just know I read it and then went and saw the film, sought it out.
I read Sphere, and I remember this was like the point where it like
Sphere.
clicked for me, where it's like, oh, these are like books are very different from movies. I read Sphere and I really enjoyed it. Like as a kid, I really enjoyed Michael Crichton books, and then I heard that like they were making a Sphere movie, and I was so excited to see all my favorite parts from the book up on screen, and like none of them were in it.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
It's
Come
funny
on.
that you bring up Michael Crichton because that for me was Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
When I heard the concept of Jurassic Park, I was like, "What?" And the book is out now. I want to read this. And I had that. I was in 3rd grade, and I read that thick ass book from cover to cover.
Oh, yeah. Didn't a teacher get mad at
Yeah,
you?
a teacher took it from me because, oh, you're reading adult novels. What could be in there?
His
And my
parents
mom
were
had
like-
to go to the school and go, "Hey, he's fucking reading. Like,
Give him his
like,
fucking
give him his
book.
book. We
Whatever
know
he
what he's
wants."
reading."
That's
Anyway,
crazy,
so that was
man.
insane. But anyway, but that book had such a great amount of detail in terms of the island and them
Descriptions.
going through the sprawling dead theme park. And it was just so
Yeah.
well done in every detail. And when I saw the movie, I had never read a book and seen the movie based on it in my whole life. And so when I saw the movie, I almost couldn't believe it because it was such a ABCD. And I just thought when it initially was over, I actually was like, they ruined it. Like I kind of didn't like it for a day because it was like it was almost a preview of the book. And then I remember talking to my parents and they were like, well, that's when you adapt a book. You cannot have every detail. That would be a 12-hour movie. Yeah. And then it occurred to me, it's like, oh yeah, he kind of had to. And then when I saw it again, it was like, oh, this is its own thing. This is so great.
Yeah.
I got another one. Interview with the Vampire.
Oh, you read that? That's Mary Shelley.
I tried to read it. It
Oh,
was
really?
so dense. I could not get through it.
It's like a
but I
romance.
love that movie.
Yeah.
I love
And
that
it's
movie. I
Anne
really
Rice,
do.
not
movie.
Mary Shelley.
Oh, it
somebody
is Anne
else.
Rice.
Yeah,
You're right.
isn't Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise the stars of that movie, Interview with a Vampire?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are. It's still pretty good. It's not the greatest movie.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of movies in the 90s, they kind of just had weird 90s vibes where they were like overly romanticized in ways
Yes,
that just make
yes.
no sense now. And that movie definitely suffers from that, but it's still enjoyable, I think. Especially if you're into vampires and shit like that.
I just remember thinking, that movie didn't look that great, whatever. And then it was on in like 2003. It was on TV as we were all leaving Sean's house, and Luke was there sitting and watching it. And I was like, let me watch a few minutes of this. And I watched the whole thing with Luke.
You got sucked in.
It was me and Luke Chatfield watching Interview with the Vampire. I finished it, and I was like, Luke, that was really good. Thank you for putting that on.
There you go.
ta-da.
Ta-da.
Yeah, those
What
are
about
really
TV
great choices,
shows?
guys.
TV shows transitioned out of books. Have you guys read? I know you're Game of Thrones. Is anyone Game of Thrones? No? What am I thinking of?
I don't know what you're asking.
Oh, I was
Has
just
anyone read
asking,
Game of
has anyone
Thrones?
read the
No.
books
Oh,
to a
no.
TV show that they watch? Like, I know Game of Thrones came from books. I didn't read the Sookie Stackhouse novels,
No,
but I watched True
God,
Blood.
no.
But has anyone had that experience where they've read a book and then seen the show that it was turned
No.
into?
Garfield.
WWE Raw doesn't produce a lot.
They don't
of
make a
books that
novelization.
are really based
I mean,
upon-
The Shining, the TV series, the miniseries that came out of it, was very faithful to the book.
To the book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why I like they shit on that miniseries a lot because it's not the movie.
Yeah.
But they didn't want to make the movie. The miniseries is let's literally do the book.
You know
Okay.
what's funny,
And
though,
so
when
it
it
is
comes
what
to
it
The
is.
Shining? Here's my opinion. A book is a book and is, good
Yeah.
by what makes a good book, and a movie is judged by what makes a good movie. And specifically with The Shining, people are always arguing, like, the movie is not faithful to the book, but it's like, yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
but
a
it's a
good
good
movie.
No,
fucking movie.
absolutely.
It's a good
I
movie.
agree. I agree.
Yeah,
Because I know
Shining is
somebody
one
who
of
used to
Kubrick's
argue
best.
that TV show was better than the Stanley Kubrick movie.
Yeah. No.
Simply because it was closer to the book. And I felt like, well, even though it hits all the points that the book hits, it's not a better
No,
movie.
that doesn't make it better. I appreciate that they did it. I think that was cool. Like in a mini, they wanted to film it as literally as they could.
Yeah.
Cool. That doesn't make it better by
Yeah.
default because it's. the
I
same.
remember the guy who was talking to me was so amped because he's like, well, in the miniseries, he uses a croquet mallet. And in the movie, fucking uses an axe. There's no axe in the book. That's just one reason why the miniseries is better. And I was like, yeah, because the weapon had a different head on top of the head.
Yeah.
Tight.
Did anybody? Hey, did you ever see? This is really random. I went and saw "Let the Right One In" with you, the foreign movie.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the American one?
Never saw the American one.
I had no interest.
No interest.
Because you know what's funny?
Same with like
they
the
announced
American
it.
Old Boy. It's like I don't give a fuck.
They announced it right after we saw the
Yeah.
What country? Was it Swedish?
Yeah, it's Swedish.
But right after I saw it, and I didn't know anything about it, I was just like, "Well, I'm not doing anything. I'll go with you."
Yeah, we went down to the like Ken and saw it subtitled.
And I enjoyed it for what it was. And then seriously, I walked out of the theater and they announced like, "Oh, we're making an American one," and it was like, no.
we just saw it.
Yeah, I just
It was fucking
I
great.
just walked out.
I don't know how you could have done it better.
What are you gonna do? You walk out. Yeah, there's an American one.
You
I just saw the other one. Yeah, but they're making an American one.
Hey, I think honestly,
Finally, Americans.
if I remember correctly, the American remake, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was like a scene for scene,
That's what I
almost
think,
shot
yeah.
for shot remake.
Yeah.
Except like the violent parts were filmed like more intense or something.
More American horror.
Exactly.
Yeah, I heard that too. That they followed it as faithfully as they could, but basically just to get people to watch it who won't do subtitles, and they didn't want to dub. You know.
Don't just read the subtitles.
Yeah.
Hey,
I love foreign film for that reason. It's got a totally different aesthetic.
Yeah, just
I
read the
got
subtitles.
so many emails after I talked about Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Is that the new one? The
Yeah.
new one. I always mix up
Yeah.
Rise and Dawn. When I talked about it, because I said personally I didn't feel like I took a lot of risks. I got so many emails that were like, "No, half the movie was subtitled. That wasn't a risk," which is not at all what I was talking about. I was talking about the story. But it just sucks because it's like, is it? Man, that's still a fucking challenge to people.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, "Oh, I would watch this, but it's subtitled. I'll pass."
Yeah, it blows my mind.
It's like-
Because
yeah.
hey,
A lot of
hey,
fucking people do
There
that.
was
A
a
lot of people.
lot of turmoil around, and this always blows my mind because, and I guarantee you were the same way, Eric. For me, you didn't even think about this, but there was so much turmoil over Lost having the Koreans in the show when they spoke. It was subtitled, and it was like the network was like, "We don't know if we could air this," and it's like. To me,
People are fucking
that didn't
lazy.
even occur to me. It's like, why is that in any
They're,
way a problem?
they're talking. You don't speak the language.
It's
What did you want them to
subtitled.
speak in English?
But that's what they're saying. They're like,
Yeah.
if it's subtitled, people won't watch it. That's still an issue. Can you believe that?
Yeah,
How-
man,
people
are-
wanna,
are
like-
still stupid.
Turn on, tune out. They don't want to pay
I don't-
attention to
Yeah.
what's
Do
happening.
you know anyone personally who does that?
No.
I do.
Yeah, I
I got
do.
some
Do you?
relatives.
Do you really?
I get some relatives, some friends and
I
stuff.
don't have
that are-
anyone
so,
that.
yeah.
I know
don't have
people.
any relatives. I think. That,
I know people who are like too exhausted to read a movie, is what they'll say.
Yeah. I do remember even when I was in
that's a lie.
even when I was
It's a lazy
even
thing.
when I was a senior in high school, I remember sitting in my history class and someone mentioned like, "Hey, yeah, it's really crazy. One of the nominees this year is Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. So go see that. That's really impressive. It was nominated." And some girl went, "Yeah, I have to read the movie. Pass." And even in as a senior in high school, I
Jesus.
thought, how fucking old is that
See,
opinion?
so here's the
and
thing.
and
I
it's
think-
been years since that, you know.
I feel like that's bullshit, and that's an easy joke for people to make. That's like an NBC sitcom joke. Like Friends goes, "We went and saw that movie. Well, you didn't tell me there were subtitles. Yeah, you had to read the whole thing."
Yeah.
And it's not funny, but then it gets regurgitated, and I don't know anyone personally
I think
that's of the opinion
Yeah.
of I don't want to read a movie. That's crazy.
I've had to pick a movie at the theater, and it's like, let's not see that one. I don't want to read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Alright.
I know a lot of
Holy shit.
NYU. I have a lot of friends in NYU that refuse to watch subtitled movies, and it just drives me crazy because
They're
they're
film
missing out.
students at NYU?
Fuck 'em.
Yep.
Fuck, who are they?
Fuck them.
Yeah, it's.
Well,
it's
what are their
pretty-
names? First and last and middle
Yeah.
names. Social security numbers.
Addresses.
Did they walk Bob Dylan on stage?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
Well,
Well,
but yeah, thanks for answering my question, guys. A lot of great choices.
Thank you.
thank you for calling.
Shoots out.
We'll catch you later. Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Let's talk to